Good evening, YouTube. This is Kilo 5 Tango Delta, Dan in South Louisiana. I'm going to make a quick little video here. I'm using the reverse beacon network. You can get to it at reversebeacon.net. And you can do a lot of things there. I'm mainly using it to test the radiation pattern of an antenna I've got. I've got a unique antenna here on the QTH. It's about 2 wavelengths at 160, around 1,000 feet. It's a pentagon shape. The highest point's around 50 feet, the lowest point's around 25, 35 feet, not exactly sure. It's a pretty cool antenna. It'll tune anything from 6 meters to 160 with a tuner. It's fed with about 150 feet of ladder line to a 4-to-1 balun, about 25, 30 feet of coax down to a tuner here, an HF Auto Pulsar tuner. And it works really good. The problem is, I originally put this antenna up for 160. And as you can imagine, 160 meter antenna being 25 to 50 feet is an extreme cloud burner. So I ran an RBN, a couple CQs on CW with the RBN, and as expected, I got 400 to 600 mile radius. So out of curiosity, I know the theory is the higher you go in frequency, you start taking that cloud burner on 160, and the higher you go in frequency, you start getting some nulls, you start closing up. So say 160 was a circle. Well, on 80, you might have a clover leaf. Well, the idea here, we're on 40 meters now, so let's see what happens. So to catch you up to speed, if you hadn't seen the other videos, go check them out. I started at 160, went to 80, now I'm at 40. Like I said, 400 to 600 miles on 160, which was expected. I got up to around 1,450 on 80 meters, so I started catching some of those peaks in that pattern. So let's see if we can beat 1,400 miles on 40 meters. We should start getting some peaks and nulls in the pattern, should start getting really distorted, but also you should start getting the low angle of radiation. Now, I don't plan on using this. I've got plans for some other antennas. In fact, on 40, I've got a Foursquare, which does phenomenal for low band DX, really good. So let's get going here. I won't bore you too much longer. I'm already selected 40 meters. I've got a clear frequency here, 7.006. Call CQ 15, 20 times, and let's see if we can hit some of the skimmers and the RBNs here on stateside. And like I said in the other two videos, I'm learning CW. If I mess up, it's my fault. And if you think my sending's rough, you should check out my receive. Nothing yet. I don't know if you caught that. I messed that one up. Okay, wow, let's zoom out here. We got something going on. Wow. Where are we at here? K5TD, 1,920 miles. See there, we beat the 1,450 miles on 80 meters. So hopefully, what you really need to do is go back and watch all 3 of these videos and put it together. Messed that one up. So that's right on point, right on point. What was it, 1,900? I think around 1,900 miles. It doesn't scroll down pretty fast, but that's pretty cool. So I'm not going to send any more here. We'll let that roll. But that definitely solidifies that theory that if you want to put up a multi-band antenna, put you up a loop. Make it as big as you can. In fact, when I first put this loop up, it was around 1,400. It was like a quarter mile long when I first put it up. I trimmed it down. When I built my Foursquare, I didn't want it going around the Foursquare, so I trimmed it down, and I was aiming for 2 wavelengths on 160. It still allowed me to tune from 6 to 160, But like I said, I put it up for 160 and I wound up with a cloud burner, which I should have known, but at the time I didn't know. Still don't know a lot, but I know a little bit more to know, hey, this is a cloud burner. It's not high enough. It's hard to get a loop up high enough to get any kind of good radiation angle. The goal, like I said in the other videos, the goal is to put up a top-loaded 160 vertical with an inverted V capacitance at the top, and then my ground radials on the bottom. So that's what we're shooting for. This is just a cool test, though. It really solidifies how on the resonant frequency, you've got that. I wish I had all the modeling programs to show you, but you've got that omnidirectional, and then you go higher in frequency, you start getting clover leaves or figure eights, and then you go even higher, you start getting these snowflake patterns. So that was pretty cool. It definitely solidified it, going from 4 to 600, 1400 on 80, and then I think it was 1900 on 40. So I could go 20, 15, and 10 and everything. Of course, propagation, it's nighttime right now. On the propagation note, man, we got really cool propagation. 175 solar flare, solar flux index, and a 0 K index. So I'm about to go to bed. Had a long day. Got a 3-day weekend, and going to do some radio and work on some projects. And 2026 goal is to get some low band, low angles. Catch y'all on DX. Maybe a contest. 73s.